best way I've ever been able to describe a car is think of it as a really complicated wind instrument. The engine is sucking air in, it's causing an explosion, and it's sucking air out. That creates a note that resonates through the pipe, much as you would with a brass instrument. By adjusting the length and the diameter of the pipe, you change the note of the car.
What makes a car a car? Is it the look, the feel, the sound? We came to Seattle to ask these questions of Turn 10, the makers of Forza Horizon. We popped open the hood and took a look at what it takes to turn a Ferrari 458 into digital perfection.
Two of the key components for the Forza franchise are sound and realistic car models.
The sound of a car is one of the things that most people remember. I've owned some real terrible cars over the years, but when you put your foot down in a car and you get the opportunity to drive it quickly, the sound is one of the biggest parts of that experience, and that's something we want to capture and make right. The three components that we record were the intake, the engine, and the exhaust. Because the car needs to be able to behave exactly as it would do in real life in any situation, we need to record the car doing many, many different things. We've got it accelerating, we've got it decelerating, we've got it at a steady state, we've got it quickly moving, we've got it slowly moving, we've got it in each gear, so that no matter what the user's doing in the game, the car should sound correct at that point. Very soon it's going to get very loud, so enjoy the quiet moments while you can. A lot of our players rely on the sound to help them play the game better. For example, if you're playing with manual gears, you can use the engine revs to tell you when to shift. Our tyre model is very advanced. You can hear all the different behaviours within the tyre, and a lot of players can use that to judge the level of grip at the time. There's only certain sounds that you really need to hear in any particular situation. If you're driving at high speed down a straight, the car engine isn't hugely important to you as a feedback mechanism. So in those moments we may focus more on the wind noise and the sounds of things whooshing by you. Where when you hit the brakes, suddenly you need to be able to hear what the engine and the tyres are doing. It's much like a real racing driver would in real life. He's not constantly looking at the dials. He's using the audible cues around him to let him know how the car is behaving. People always ask us how we create crash sounds. We would actually go out and crash cars. Those sessions give you the big boom, but they don't really give you the subtlety. So a day in a junkyard will give you the chance to go and break some headlights, break some bumpers, dent some metal. It's a great way to spend the day.
Of course, sound is just one component that makes up a Forza car. Producing actual models for the cars is a complicated process, with dozens of artists and programmers working on each one.
I judge people by the car that they drive. For example, if someone is driving a Chrysler 300, SRT8, I say that guy likes luxury, doesn't care about performance. If a guy's driving a Mustang, I say he likes driving fast in a straight line. This car is a Ferrari 458. We source cars in multiple ways. The preferred way is to get CAD directly from the manufacturer. The next level is actually scanning the car. And then the third level would be to go out, touch the car, take gigs of photos of the car, and then we build the car from photos. And this was an interesting endeavor because when we sourced this car had not released yet. So this meant chasing down one of the three that existed at the time, flying out to it, touching it, taking all the photos of it. Because cockpit is one of the play modes, we have to build it to a high level of accuracy. So, the gauges work, steering wheel's articulated, you have your shifter, your seats. There are a lot of details that people pay attention to, that we pay attention to. Everyone here, all of our artists are car nuts. We draw cars, we build cars in 3D, we build cars in real life, so we're a bunch of car nuts.
In the end, it does make you wonder, why does all this obsession with detail actually matter to players?
In a lot of cases, gaming is as close as they're ever going to get to driving the real thing, and we want to try and make that as authentic and believable as possible.
Forza is faithfully reproducing these cars. Yeah, I'll never own a Ferrari, but I can be confident in that it's going to decelerate like this, it's going to corner like this, it's going to stop like this, it's going to look like this.
You know, many times people ask us, why do you have so many cars in Forza? I'm never going to play or drive that many cars. The answer is, we need 3 cars. The first car you ever owned, the car that you drive right now, and the car that you hope to drive someday. And those 3 cars are different for everybody. They're different for me, and they're different for you, and everybody plays the game. And the more cars we have in the game, the more likely we are to have those 3 special cars for everybody.